Oil prices kind of spiking after the United States announced massive new sanctions on Russia's oil industry in an attempt to get Russian President Vladimir Putin to the negotiating table and just end that war in Ukraine. Mark, I'm going to head to you on this one. So I guess the American people are really asking the same question. What can consumers here expect if this continues?
Yeah, unfortunately, within about 5 days or so, unless something significant changes in these discussions with Russia, we're going to start to see more expensive gas, a little bit more pain at the pump. But the question that I have is, how much impact will this really have on Russia? Russia operates the world's largest shadow fleet of oil tankers that move very efficiently 1.7 billion barrels of illegal sanctioned oil around the world every single year. And that's out of 7.5 million barrels of Russia's total production. So 20% is illegal moving on this shadow fleet. So Russia, they're going to say, this is not great, but they're going to keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah, they're like, we're okay with it, though.
And guess who's buying that oil? China.
China, because India just got snapped with those massive sanctions because they were buying it. They said they would stop. A lot going on over there. But let's move on. Let's just talk a lot more stateside here. So the average rate on a 30-year mortgage actually falling this week a little bit to its lowest level in more than a year. This coming among a recent trend that's really helped give lagging home sales a bit of a boost. Mitch, the average long-term rate fell from 6.27% to 6.19%. What is behind this? And in your opinion, is this a good time to buy?
Well, that's a great question, Alex. But I think that what we're looking at right now is we can see that the 10-year note, which is, we've discussed this before, is linked to the 30-year mortgage price. It's traded below 4%, which is a significant benchmark. We were down at 3.95. We're up at 4% today. What we have to look at carefully is the CPI numbers, the consumer inflation numbers that are coming out today, which will be a big signal to the market. I think that we can also expect 2 more rate cuts this year, 25 basis points each, which will bring rates down a bit further, which will help unlock the housing market that's been locked up because of high interest rates that were caused by the inflation by the Biden administration that was passed on and dumped in the lap of President Trump's administration now that's frozen up pretty much everything. So I think that we've got a lot of positive stuff on the interest rate front. Stocks are still overvalued, though.
I love that you just keep reiterating the fact that the Trump administration really took on the burden from the Biden administration when it comes to that inflation. But we do have to talk about this. Flight disruptions may increase as the government shutdown, of course, enters day 24, and controllers missing their full paycheck Tuesday. Mark, I mean, my goodness, terrible situation for traffic controllers, TSA, and travelers. This is bad all around.
Yeah, just when things were getting better, Undersecretary Noem, we'd have to keep our shoes on and things a little bit easier going through the airport, as you've noticed. If this continues, it will start to cause what I think are going to be some fairly significant delays, particularly at airports like Newark, where they're already suffering from a dearth of available air traffic controllers. It's a scary thing. The betting markets right now are wagering that this government shutdown could continue until as late as the 15th or 16th of November, which would not be a good thing. There'll be another full pay period for those government workers in question. So I hope that the Democrats can come to the table and cut a deal to put the government back to work. But Mitch, stocks are not overvalued. I had to get that one. I had to get that one in before we
had to finish with that one. Oh my goodness, I love having you both on. I really appreciate it. We got Mitch Feierstein, Marc LoPresti, both in studio with us. Have a fantastic weekend, guys.
Thank you.